why the Illuminati were retards. Because their whole scheme lies on them having the secret knowledge. Meaning, if it turns out that they don't actually possess the secret knowledge, or that they had what they thought was secret knowledge was actually lies and was not true, then the whole plans, they're not illuminated of anything. They're actually lords of shadows. They're just part of the shadows of the universe, the nothingness. Whereas they completely ignored what's more important than the secret knowledge, the unsecret knowledge, the knowledge that's not secret. You have, where is it? Man, I have it in storage here. University physics with modern physics. That is unsecret knowledge. And you should have first the unsecret knowledge before you try to get the secret knowledge. Try to have the unsecret knowledge. Try to actually know and understand everything. How can these beings be illuminated if they were indeed ignorant of multivariable calculus? Can you imagine if they didn't know what sigma was? I mean, there's so many useful things. What about electrical engineering? The culmination of all sciences, which is engineering. What about mechanical engineering? All the engineerings where you take the stuff around you, the life, even biological engineering, and you get into deeper stuff like that. You take the stuff around you and you use it to craft and mold things into your will. I mean, isn't that what magic is, according to Crowley? Do what thou wilt. Even sneezing is an act of magic. So if this is the case, then the greater magic is having more control. More control. And no, control is not having slaves. Why? Well, you have engineers as slaves. Yeah, but then they have all the power. And then you have to constantly keep control over them. And you're just empty. Like these people. Thomas More, Utopia. When these people in ships, they go and bring their slaves, and they fall in Utopia, and the Utopians believe that the masters were the black dudes because they were hung and no, it's not hung. I missed. Well, maybe they were hung. No, they were mamados. In Spanish is mamados. When you got your abs showing and really tough and you're really strong and powerful, really healthy. Whereas the white people who came and they owned these slaves, they were the masters, their owners, but they were all out of shape. And if you're out of shape, what kind of master are you? How can you be superior to these beings if you're out of shape? If you suck at it, if you suck at life, you can't have that. And these illuminated beings, they weren't illuminated. There's this guy on, don't remember if it's on Facebook or YouTube. This guy, he's fucking boss when it comes to physics. He can tell, like, you show him a video. Oh, this video that the girl jumped here, and that's cool and all. And he's like, nah, it's impossible. You see all the mathematics, and he does all the mathematics really fast. And he will tell you why that's impossible, and the speed in the air, and he will add everything and multiply this and this and this, a bunch of variables. And then he'll be like, that's why. That's a fake video, because it's impossible for this to happen according to modern physics. um, you should at least be able to do that. But in accordance with the utopians, you should also be able to do that and be really strong and healthy. Why? Well, those people those slaves who are strong and healthy, given the shape of the activity and the shape of their body, the health they have, they'll reach 90 years. I mean, any doctor would tell you that. I mean, of course, if they weren't killed by their quote unquote masters, they could reach really long lives because they were healthy, exercise regularly. And the Spanish masters would be like, what, 60 years old, have a heart attack because their bodies suck. And you have to balance things out. Of course, the slaves were really well in good shape, but they lacked all the mental capacity. Likewise, if you have all the mental capacity but are out of shape, you suck. You'll get a heart attack and die, and all that wisdom and illumination is gonna go. I mean, you have not a balance. You have to have both. Without both, you suck. Like Plato said, you can't be. I mean, you should be able to experience how powerful your body can truly be, at least once in this life, at least for a moment. You'll be able to lift this and be like, yeah, my freaking body did this. You gotta be tough. Strength, be able to climb a mountain. What greater symbolism than actually climbing a mountain? I mean, talk about symbolism. Albert Pike was all about this shit. But no, the Illuminati were all like, nah, we're just gonna be, we have this secret knowledge and we sort of just believe it on faith, and then that's it. And then that's all the knowledge they have. That's not enough. That's not good enough. And good riddance, they were destroyed. When I was a kid, I thought these people had all the knowledge. No, the unsecret knowledge is more important because that is verifiable. You can actually test it. You can test this freaking lamp, all right? Yeah, so that was my little rant about the Illuminati. And it just came up because I've been reading a lot of Albert Pike and Manly P. Hall, and I find them ridiculous. I'm sort of fed up with them because they didn't know jack shit. And then they go off talking about things like they were so great. No, you're not great unless you know all the science as well. You know advanced biology, you know advanced physics, you know advanced chemistry, and you truly know the engineerings. Mechanical engineering being so important, but being able to take the world, and just mold it to your will, according to your will, thy will be done. You don't just say, Fiat lux. You built the light with your bare hands. That is what eventually makes you a great individual, because you start off in the woods with nothing but a shovel and a pickaxe, and then you create everything you need to fly into space. Yeah, that's being illuminated. Your bare hands. None of this, I'm just gonna pay some dude to do it for me with this little fake paper notes that I make, and I just deceive someone into doing what I want them to do. Like, shut the fuck up, nigger. Like, fuck you. You're a little rat. That's what you are. No. God demands you to be able to do it with your bare hands. And yeah, so the engineerings, all of them, Get to it. It's just I can say, well, you need advanced biology, advanced this and this and this, but really, if you get the foundational structure for the engineerings, you have to start with like calculus. There's no way you can get into mechanical engineering, to know mechanical engineering, if you don't know calculus first. That's just so. If I say mechanical engineering, you're a math major already. You already have a degree in math. There's so in many ways, everything that we admire about Rick, yes, from Rick and Morty, everything that we admire from Rick is his ability to just take everything and build whatever he wants. He exercises his will. And his will is so powerful, and he knows everything, how to take the stuff around you and transform it into what you want, but also what you need to push forward in existence. And Walter White, it's one of those things about Walter White that we liked in that first season of Breaking Bad. His ability to say, like when they were in the freaking wilderness and the car turned off, and then Walter's like, wait, we have coins. Like they needed to make a battery because they were out of power. They were gonna die there. And they're like, no, he's like, we need to start the car with a spark. We can make a basic battery using these coins. And then he just goes, because his understanding was that this was made of copper and this was made of a different alloy. And then you take them, and he knew the structure. He knew the structure of reality. The structure, what I call Zoe. Structure of existence. Zoe. The structure of existence, knowing it, that's knowing God. That there's just structure of existence. There you have it. There you have it. If you're gonna know something, know the greatest being, the structure of existence, and you cannot know the greatest being, the structure of the system, if you don't know these things, if you don't know chemistry, if you don't know physics, if you don't know biology. I mean, Walter White was a chemist, but he stopped at being a chemist. He didn't continue to become a greater being by learning biology, by learning the engineerings, and he got stuck there. But that's just a spark of what he could have been. And he couldn't have needed to do that much more, honestly. Knowledge as advanced of Zoe can give you the ability to be lost in the woods, and you just build a fucking spaceship. That's the type of admirable knowledge, not secret knowledge. Oh, look how secret knowledge, blah, blah, blah. I do these religious rituals about, what's that idiot? The one from Solomon's Temple. They have the fucking Freemasonic ritual online where they kill the guy. Hiram something. I'll look it up later. Hiram Abe. What's it? Hiram something. I forget that stupid name. Yeah, that guy. That asshole. Fuck him. What, did he know engineering? Did he know anything? Did he know Zoe? He didn't know Zoe. He just had secret knowledge. And his secret, it looked like the Gnostics. Gnostics are, we're gonna have secret knowledge, but we're not gonna breed because this world is evil. It's evil. And we're not gonna breed, and so we're just gonna go and transcend to the beyond, the real God. And then they all died off. By the fruits you shall know them, and they bore no fruits. They're just, and that shit's coming back. That shit's coming back. Coming back. Because a bunch of petty puppet cowards are scared of life, are resentful. They have that, what Nietzsche called, ressentiment. They're scared of life. So they're scared of life, and so they say, oh well, life is bad. Life is bad. Therefore, God is bad, and it's suffering, which suffering is good, by the way. It's great. You should try more suffering. You should try having a bad day. That's what you should try. You get up in the morning. Let's have a bad day. I'm gonna make a bunch of mistakes today on purpose. That way that I know that I will have a bad time today. And I will suffer from these mistakes. Just suffer. Just don't get killed. Don't die. Don't die. Because if you die, game over. That's it. So you have to make mistakes and get yourself into trouble and suffer a lot every day. That way you become stronger and more powerful. And how about that secret knowledge? Not even that. Not even that. They're all just like, we are rich. We are rich aristocrats. This is wine, by the way. We are rich aristocrats, and we have been bequeathed slaves because our dad's great granddad didn't suck, and he was a useful human being, and he was awesome. And because he was awesome, then all his wealth just keeps passing on. And we suck. We're pieces of shit. But, yes, some of this wine, it's poison, by the way. Alcohol is poison. You shouldn't drink it. Nobody should. But alas, they do because they're retarded. And they want fatty liver disease. And I can rant over about how these idiots are foolish. But yeah. I have a rig, and I'm building a fucking epic AI, and I'm coding, and I'm learning Python. Well, I'm using Python, but I'm learning more Python because Python is it's a never-ending unsecret knowledge. But of course, you require computers to do this. If you're in the woods, there's a certain bacteria that grows in a river that that you can actually harvest for iron, and you can start off if you want to build a computer with that. It's a process. You can look it up online. But if there's no iron mines around you, or you don't have a pickaxe, you can start with that to build your little civilization in the woods. But you should know this, and that's not secret knowledge. That's knowledge you can look up. That's knowledge you should know. Any society worth its salt will know the unsecret knowledge. The knowledge will know Zoe. Without the knowledge of Zoe, it's all worthless. Anyway, nigga out.